Hi guys, what's up and welcome to today's video. And this one is going to be a clay time challenge where I try to make something in clay many times but using different time limits. And this time I'm going to create a pizza. And here is how it looks like without using a time limit. But now let's find out how it will look like if I make it in 10 minutes and then all the way down to just 10 seconds. And by the way, if you like these types of videos, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because if you guys want to, I could make more videos like this one in the future. But anyways, let's get started with 10 minutes. And as you can see, I started out by taking some light brown clay, and it was a bit hard, so I first softened it up a bit. And I then flattened it down and created a triangular shape. And I also made sure to cut it off a bit to give it the right shape. And then it was time to make the cheese. And for that I took some light yellow clay and I flattened it down and started to create the same triangular shape. And after trimming down the edges a bit, it was time to make the pizza crust. And I did this simply by rolling out some light brown clay and putting it on the pizza. And before I started using the black and red clay, I wanted to finish with the lighter colors. So here I'm making the cheeks and the shimmer for the eyes, and I'm saving them for later. I then used the dotting tool to make indents for the eyes, and I then filled them with some black clay. I also used a tiny piece of black clay to make the mouth, using a dotting tool to give it the right shape. And after that I added the lighter details I made earlier. And then, with 1.5 minutes left, I started to make the pepperoni pieces for it. And I then used the last 10 seconds to flatten everything down, and then I was done. And here is how it turned out. And as you can see, it is very similar to the original one, with just a few small imperfections. But now let's see what a difference a 5-minute time limit will give. And for this one I started out the exact same way as with the last one. I created the dough and then the cheese, and I put them on top of each other, and then I trimmed off the excess clay. And of course I also gave it a crust. It was then time for the face. So here I am making the indents for the eyes, and I also used white and pink clay to make the lighter details. And I then took some black clay to make the eyes and then the mouth. And with about a minute left, I added the details and started to make the pepperoni. And then I only had a few seconds left to put everything on. But here is how the 5-minute one turned out. And I'm actually surprised about how well this one turned out. I'd say it pretty much looks the same as the 10-minute one. But 2 minutes should make things a lot harder, so let's find out what kind of results this time limit will give. And for this one I mostly did the same step as with the other two, just a lot faster. So here I am making the dough part, and I'm putting some cheese on top of it. And then I also added the crust, just like before. But this time I skipped the white and pink details, and instead I went straight to the eyes. And then I also made a little mouth, and with just 20 seconds left I made some pepperoni to go on top. And here is how the 2-minute one turned out. And this is the first one in this video where you can really see a big difference. I didn't have time to make all the details, but other than that I think it looks pretty cute anyways. But now let's move over to the 1 minute one, and this is when things started to get a lot harder. But I tried to make the same steps as before, starting with the brown clay and adding the cheese after that. And I then cut off the edge and I created the crust. And with just 20 seconds left, I made the eyes and the little mouth. And I only had time to make one pepperoni, so here is how the 1 minute pizza turned out. And I actually really like the face on this one. It looks so happy despite only having one pepperoni on it. But let's make things even harder with a time limit of just 30 seconds. And because this is almost no time at all, I went straight to the cheese color and created a triangle of it. And I then took some brown clay and created a crust. And I then used the last 10 seconds to give it a face. So here is how the 30-second one turned out. It is not really as cute as the other ones, but I think you can sort of see that it's supposed to be a pizza. But now let's go on to the last time of this video, which is just 10 seconds. And for this one I only had time to make a few parts, so here I am making the cheese, then the crust, and in about 3 seconds I created one pepperoni piece. And here is how it ended up looking like. A pretty gross looking pizza with a lot of cheese and just one pepperoni. But now that I tried out all of these different times, it is time to compare the results. So here is how all of my little pizzas ended up looking like. But anyways, that was everything for this little experiment. I really hope that you guys liked this video, and if you want to try out this challenge too, you can as always use the hashtag ClayTimeChallenge if you want to share your work, for example on Instagram. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!